In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.
Welcome back to our fourth and final segment of the show. Very rare we have four segments of the show. And Sean is sweating bullets. We want to make sure that I'm out of here on time. Sean is our great engineer at home base. And Sean, thank you so much for keeping me on track. Yeah, it's not genetic why I'm late all the time. It's just me, man. That's all. It's just me. But it's been an honor talking to you all today on the show about the E3 experience and some of the things that blew me away. And I hope it blows you away, too. And don't think that gaming is just for kids. If you heard the show last week, we had Stone Mountain 64's mom on. She's a gamer. She's a teacher, too. So if you missed that, check that out on YouTube as well, too. Stone Mountain 64's mom is really cool. She's awesome. If you missed the first segment of the show where I talked about the ESA and just if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have E3, check that out. Second segment of the show, we talked about Atari and the new Flashback Volume 3 that's coming out. And last segment, we talked about Alienware and what they're doing to really revolutionize esports sponsorship and the headset that they have. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And if you missed what I said about our accessible panel that I was on at E3 with some heavyweights in the video gaming industry, where we had a talk about accessible gaming, making gaming inclusive for all. Had a couple of great disabled gamers on: James Rath, Emma Larson, Sam Thompson, senior producer over Sony Worldwide Studios on the panel, Bryce Johnson from Microsoft, head of their inclusion and accessibility branch over there. Had a real great conversation. If you you want to check that out, go to my website, paulamadeuslane.com. All right. Without any further delay, wouldn't it be nice to have an arena-style experience when it comes to gaming without going to the arena? What if you can sit in your room and be a part of a tournament with VR and just kick back and make it do what it does? How does that sound? Comfort of your own home. Well, my next guest, and I mean that plural, is talking about something that they debuted at E3 and just the overwhelming response. First, we caught up with the technology behind it with Michael Kamas. What are you guys doing here, bud?
We have this excellent technology, right? So when you're watching an esports event, you're traditionally watching it on a single computer monitor, right? What if we were able to take that viewing experience of all the gameplay, of all the faces of the people that were playing, and the people in the arena, and put that into a VR experience? So the viewers at home could put on a VR headset, and by turning their head left and right, can view all the different players and all the different angles. And the best part is, it works on any headset and any device. So if you use YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, or any other CDN, content delivery network, all you have to do is connect your headset to that, and you can view it in VR.
Michael, what I like about you, you're the tech guy behind it. So let's talk about the nuts and bolts. What did you have to do to make this a reality?
Oh, we had to get a solution that would handle the highest resolution possible. So what we did is we have multiple computers that are taking in live 4K content. By 4K, I mean UHD, so 3840 by 2160 at 60p. We then use software called Assimilate Scratch, which is taking the video images, warping the geometry so it looks like it's in the VR space. We then take those feeds out to an encoder, which then sends it, and of course you know the encoder is live view, that sends that out over bonded cellular, bonded 4G out to the web. So we push that to YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, or any other CDN so people can watch it.
Now, your booth looks beautiful back there. You guys bought the whole kit and caboodle. But think about it, if this was like 15 years ago, would you be able to pull something off like this?
No, 15 years ago it would all have been standard def. We would have been watching everything in a 4:3 box, or it would have been cutting edge HD. But with VR, no. VR has only gained a lot of acceptance in the past few years, and it's still pretty new. It's still the Wild West. So we're really proud to be kind of on the forefront with this kind of technology.
And talk about the immersive experience that viewers get with that VR goggle.
I think one thing that's been missing quite a bit is people tend to use VR headsets because there are experiences specifically designed for VR, games that are meant to be played in VR. What we wanted to do is take all the traditional, even older games, even stuff like Miss Pac-Man, right? We can take all those images and put them in a VR space, so the VR headset is not just limited to VR-only games. It can be for traditional gameplay as well.
And now, Michael, if ones are watching this right now and they're like, hey, I want to get a piece of that, how can they go about doing that?
You can check out Keycode Media online. It's KeyCodemedia.com. We don't have a lot on our site right now about esports because it's so new, but we have what we call fly packs, which are all this gear in mobile cases. So if you go to KeyCodemedia.com and look up fly packs, you'll see a ton of examples.
What's been the feedback from ones here at E3?
People are blown away because it's something they'd never considered before. They'd never considered that you could take your traditional boring video and wrap that in an immersive experience. And so the amount of jaws opening when they finally get it is incredibly rewarding.
If you can put any game in VR, favorite game of all time, what game would you put?
If I could turn any game into VR, I'm an old RPG guy, right? So I'd be taking stuff from my youth. I'd be taking, like Dragon Warrior and Ultima and Final Fantasy. God, I love Final Fantasy. And be in that environment so I could play it in VR. That would be phenomenal.
Michael, I agree with you 1,000%. Is there anything else out there you'd like to articulate out to the audience just about this experience being at E3 and the great product with Keycode Media?
I think what people should really be aware of is that video just isn't for entertainment. It's also for education. It's for a lot of other things out there. And anytime that we can use video to convey our message, whether it be stuff like this or whether it be something like gaming, anytime you can use video to convey your message, you're getting that much closer to the end person. So the one thing I'd want to hammer home is do more video.
Well, Michael, it's been amazing talking to you, my friend. Much success here at E3. Wow, Michael blew me away with that. I mean, that's freaking awesome. I mean, you ever think that we would see something like that and to have it exhibited? That's a word, I think, right, Sean? Yeah. At E3. I mean, that's awesome. Now let's talk to the other side of the triangle that made this happen. Lucas Wilson from Supersphere, and find out what their company did to make this a reality. So Lucas, talk about your expertise in putting this together here at E3 and the whole Keycode Media experience.
Absolutely. I'm Lucas. I'm the founder and executive producer of a company called Supersphere. And we've worked with Keycode. Supersphere is a virtual reality and augmented reality production services company and content company. And we've been doing live VR streaming and live VR production for a couple of years now. And when we started to get into doing live VR and wanting to do really highly produced live VR shows, we had an idea for a fly pack for a broadcast setup that we wanted to build. And we called our friends at Keycode to help us build it out, to design it and help us build it out. They put it together, and we have sort of a unique fly pack. We have a unique broadcast setup that allows us to take 360 cameras, 180 cameras, 4K, HD, and sort of mix them all together and create a really cool immersive experience. So here at E3, we have got a Fortnite setup, so we're able to do a tournament basically, but have it in 360, streaming live to YouTube 360 4K and streaming live to Oculus Go headsets, so that it's just a different way of experiencing content. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm getting ready to get a live demo here at E3 with this content. Fortnite fans, think about being immersive in it. Wow, look at this right here. All right.
Get it going for you.
Here we go. I'm going to check this out. This is pretty awesome. Don't you wish you could be me sometimes? I'm just joking. This is cool.
It might be a little far from the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Check.
No problem, but this is awesome. Lightweight. You can take it anywhere you go.
All right, so take a look at that.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
and just look around. I
Oh,
got your
my.
microphone.
Okay. Wow, Lucas. This is awesome. Wow.
Right?
This is really cool.
So you're able to see a tournament and like be immersed in it instead of just looking at the screen. You're like in it. Right?
Yeah. And you know, the cool thing about it is, Lucas, me having mobility issues, it's like I'm really moving.
Yeah, man.
I'm feeling my stomach drop.
Yeah.
Haven't felt that in a while. Well, maybe after I had some bad grease on some food one day, but this is awesome, Lucas. This is wow.
Gotcha.
I am like impressed.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially I think that especially if you mentioned mobility issues, right? This allows you, if you're immersed in that world, it allows you to experience, allows people, regardless of mobility issues or not, to experience stuff that they otherwise wouldn't get to experience, right? You put on one of these headsets and somebody straps a 360 camera on top of their head, jumps out of a plane, you feel it going out of that plane, you know? It's just a different way of dealing with content. But for gaming, you know, I think gamers are so into what they do. And they're so into the sports and they're so into the games, being able to put them really in the environment, in the experience, it just sort of takes broadcasting and takes streaming up to the next level, and that's what we're trying to do.
It is. And Lucas, now if ones would like to get a piece of this action right here,
What's that now?
if the ones would like to get a piece of this action, how can they do that?
So, well, we're a production services company, so if you're a person that's running a tournament and want to get into VR, superspherevr.com. You can get a hold of us to come produce your tournament in 360. If you want to be a viewer to get in on the action, then on it, this is an Oculus Go headset. It's $199 at Best Buy and Amazon, and it's sort of the first real consumer VR device, and you can check it out.
And why would you really recommend this for ones who are doing tournament, especially with the VR aspect? Tell them why they should do this.
I would say that forget about tournaments for a minute, right? If you're a fan of something, if you can't be at the event, then you want the next best thing. You want whatever's going to get you closest to the action that you care about. And being immersed in that world, regardless of whether it's music or sports or esports, if you can't be at the event, this is the closest you can get to the event.
Is this really saving VR?
You know, I think VR is an evolution. Oculus released these a couple months ago. They don't release sales numbers, but sort of the rumors are that they've sold already several 100,000 units. And it's a growing market. You know, there was a hype curve that was attached to VR, but it's a steadily growing market. I don't think it needs saving. I think it's just going to keep growing.
I totally agree, my friend. Lucas,
Hey,
great chatting with you. All right, much success. All right.
really nice to meet you. Take
All right,
care.
nice to meet you. All right, we talked to Michael Thomas. We talked to Lucas Wilson. And Lucas, I mean, that is just what they're doing at Supersphere with VR and able to do this. And I know you guys saw me try it out. It was awesome. I was like, I'm ready to get down and ready to play. But what's the third side of the triangle that makes this happen? Well, some of my great friends who I have a relationship with over at LiveView got the chance to catch up with my man, George Klippel, and find out what LiveView's function is in this triangle.
Hey,
How you doing, George?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. By George's shirt, you know what company he represents.
LiveView.
My good friends over at LiveView. So, George, talk about the partnership that you have with Keycode Media and all this great content.
Yeah. And our partnership with Keycode Media is absolutely amazing. They're one of our biggest resellers in the United States, and they just do a fantastic job for us. Not only are they technically efficient and really know their stuff, like you probably noticed immediately when talking to Michael, but they just do a fantastic job for us. They have offices all over the U.S., and again, great partner, and really love working with them.
Talk about why LiveView wanted to get involved with Keycode Media.
Yeah, you know, initially we wanted to partner with them to, you know, sell our products and that, but why we're really here today is because we see this gaming industry and this tabletop gaming and just the gaming and sports industry like this really blowing up, and the need for streaming and for doing stuff like we're doing now, live streaming and event streaming, is really starting to take off, and people are doing it. You look around here, walking through these halls, you see people just hand holding stuff, their phones, and streaming live and you know, going to Facebook, doing all sorts of stuff. And Keycode is really experienced in that. Not only do they do things like you see behind us with the Supersphere stuff, but they're really great with putting in different components of our gear and locking them together with many other different things, whether it's editorial systems or switching systems. But yeah, they're really excellent, and getting together and being with them at this show has just been amazing.
Have you checked out the SuperSphere yet? I did. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I put on the goggles when I came in. I didn't really know what to expect, and it was a really immersive experience. So it's absolutely stunning what they can do. And what we're doing here in the booth for them is we actually have two situations that LiveView is doing. One is we're using our LU600 HEVC unit as a data bridge. So we're providing for our booth all the internet connectivity without having to pay for the drop here at the convention center, which I hear costs a lot of money. A lot of money. But the second thing, and more importantly, what we're doing is we're actually taking that 4K output from the SuperSphere, the VR360, that 4K output into our LU600 HEVC with the 4K card, and we're streaming it live to our YouTube page. So it's streaming live 4K video out of that output from the SuperSphere right to the YouTube page in 4K. So it's pretty amazing.
It is. I checked it out, and I'm like, if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I wouldn't be possible right now. So just mad respect and mad props to all you guys. And before we let you go, let's talk about just being here at E3 with the gamers. And really, this isn't LiveView's first, introduction to the gaming world. But what is it like being here and one's like, oh, that's LiveView right there? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel great, and what's really funny is that a lot of people are coming by and they're seeing this technology and looking at our high-end gear, and we're talking about 4K streaming here in the Keycode booth, but we're also got our LiveView Solo, which is what you're using today, and a lot of people are coming by and they're asking, hey, what's the Solo? What is that? What is this thing doing? There's no way you can get a signal out. And I'm like, yeah, we can. Look at this. We're doing all our live hits. We're doing an intro, and we're showing them in real time what we're doing with our Solo unit, plus our real-time 3D graphics now and the Solo graphics on our portal, and they're just blown away that with two modems you can just get a signal out that's showing 1080, and it's just amazing with all these people here. It's crazy. So we're having a great time.
It is. Before I let you go, anything else out there you'd like to tell the audience out there about LiveView?
Well, I would say just come and visit our webpage at www.liveview.tv. Check out all the great products that we have, especially if you're a gamer. The streaming is with a cell phone, man. It's time to move on off of that and get into bonded cellular, because that's the best way to do it. Reliability, redundancy, and excellent quality, right?
It is. And I'm going to give some shout outs to Claudia, to Joyce, and to Chris. Thank you guys so much, and the rest of the team over there. George, great catching up with you, my friend.
Good catching up with you, too.
And enjoy your E3, okay?
Yeah, I will. Thanks so much. Take care.
All right.
My man, George Klippel, and my friends over there at LiveView. I love them. If it wasn't for them, our live coverage from this event would not have come off. And this whole immersive experience with Keycode Media, being able to do this, it's awesome. All three sides come together to make a perfect triangle. And so happy to catch up with them and find out how they were, being responded to by the different gamers they're checking out this cool technology. This VR is awesome. You guys should check it out. And you out there who put on some of these tournaments, can get you all this, contact them. You know what I mean? All right. So that's the end of our show. And I'm so happy you decided to stay through all segments of the show. If you didn't, don't tell me. Just go back and listen to the podcast, watch the podcast. And it's been an amazing, amazing E3. Join me on next week's show. I'm going to try to get my friend Tony Polanco, gaming writer out there. We can go in depth a little bit more about what we really thought of E3 after we had a chance to really digest the coverage and do some research about it. So you don't want to miss that. Thank all the guests who tuned in, and thank you for tuning in and being part of the show as well too. All right, until next time, see you later.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus laying in the tech zone.